Donald Trump is days away from surrendering in Georgia. The others, the 18 others who are named in that indictment in Georgia, have already secured not plea bargains, have secured bail arrangements along with Donald Trump, whose bail is up to $200,000. And no doubt that bail is going to be with conditions, which Donald Trump, knowing the man as we do, will violate. But that's not what I want to talk about right now. What I want to talk about is the straight up threats that Americans have been getting from Donald Trump supporters for the last few months, if not the last 7 years as a whole. Now, I'm not afraid to admit this. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I voted for Hillary Clinton and I voted for Joe Biden in the last two elections. I voted for Obama twice. And never, ever, ever have I ever threatened anyone in any other political party. Not Mitt Romney, not John McCain, not even Donald Trump in the last two elections. Not even George W. Bush. I never threatened him. But all of a sudden, we're seeing these explosions. Oh, and I should probably say this as well. I never threatened any of his supporters. No matter how sick they are in the head, no matter how diseased they are in their soul-wrenching support of Donald Trump, I never threatened any supporter of Donald Trump's. I never threatened Donald Trump himself. All I have said is that I want Donald Trump in jail for the laws he has broken. And yes, he has broken the law. Make no mistake about that. His supporters have broken the law. Make no mistake about that. But I have never threatened any of his supporters or Donald Trump personally. I have never encouraged anyone to threaten Donald Trump or his supporters personally. So why are we seeing Donald Trump supporters go off in this extreme tangent, this destructive behavior of threatening anyone and everyone that goes against Trump? Anyone and everyone that opposes him. And I'm not talking politics wise, I'm talking just generally. In the last few years, we have seen Donald Trump supporters take it to the nth degree when it comes to defending Donald Trump. Last year in Ohio, was it last year? Yeah, late last year in Ohio, we had a Donald Trump supporter firing a nail gun at federal agents and police officers, getting himself killed in protest of the Mar-a-Lago search. Just in the last few weeks, we've seen nothing but an uptick of threats against federal judges, congresswomen, Democrats in Washington, D.C., and the entire LGBTQ community. In the last few months, and just today, before I even started this video, I got a news report of Fulton County, Georgia sheriffs and their families and office workers in their department receiving threats days before Donald Trump's surrender. All of it is traced back to Donald Trump. All of it. The judge needs to put Donald Trump under house arrest, or at the very most, needs to lock his ass up in prison, in jail, before his trial begins. Maybe a few days behind bars will cool him down, maybe. But considering the history of the nature of this kind of beast, I highly doubt it. But as for his supporters, why are you doing this? Your freedom is not being taken away. Your lives are not being taken away. So why are you risking your life and your freedom by threatening by threatening high-level people, district attorneys and their families, prosecutors and their families, judges and their families, congresswomen and their families, or ordinary citizens like me. Just 3 days ago, I received I don't know how many threats saying you're going to vote for Donald Trump in 2024 or else. And that or else could mean anything. It could mean they could post some screwed up photos about me that are not even true, or they could possibly try to kill me. And I'm not being hyperbole, this is the 100% fact. Donald Trump and his supporters have shown they're willing to kill for him. Or more, or at the very least, die for him. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had this idiot in Iowa, I believe it was Iowa. Yeah, I think it was Iowa, that got himself killed by federal agents because he threatened the president of the United States in the name of Donald Trump. Now, I know some Trumper out there is going to scream, what about the threats against Trump? Here's my response to that. Don't stoop to their level. We're better than that. We have the law on our side. We have the Constitution on our side. The rest of these lunatics that threaten everyone in the room, all they have is one man. A man they worship like he was Jesus Christ on the cross. When he is nothing more than just a man trying to stay in power and stay out of prison. You know, I said a few videos back that Mary Jean Taylor Greene and several other Donald Trump supporters look at Donald Trump as Nelson Mandela. This isn't a trial about civil rights. This is a trial about the law that Donald Trump broke repeatedly. Now, as I said before, he may be able to get out of one of these indictments. He's not going to get out of all of them. The New York case, maybe. But with the other cases, especially the one in Fulton County, Georgia, he's not getting out of this, at least not unscathed. He may not serve any time in prison, but his political career is over in disgrace. When you're a politician, you want to end your career, your political career at the very least, saying, I'll do what I can for this country. I used to be this, that, or the other, president, senator, congressman, whatever. I want to serve even more in another role, just outside of politics. Or if you're someone like Donald Trump with the money and everything else that comes with it, you're going home and enjoying the rest of your life. But all Donald Trump has done is tear this country apart. And we have people who threaten people. Now again, I've never threatened anyone. Not Donald Trump supporters, not Donald Trump himself, not anyone in Congress who supports Donald Trump. Although they have thrown a whole lot of threats at me, and possibly at you if you're watching this video, just for saying, I am not voting for Donald Trump. I don't like Joe Biden, but I'm not voting for Trump. See, the difference between me and my support for Joe Biden is I know Joe Biden should do better for this country, and he needs to. But that's about policy. What these people have done, threatening everyone in the country, unless they bow to Trump. And yes, that is what this is about. Unless you bow to Trump, you're the enemy in their eyes. That is wrong. And it is incredibly dangerous. And we're seeing it manifest in real time, day after day, night after night. Trump's surrender is only a few days away. So here's my message before I end this video. To the people who don't support Trump, I'm not trying to push you towards Biden, but those who don't support Trump, stay safe, stay calm. Whatever happens on Friday happens. Let it happen. Do not get in the way. Because Donald Trump supporters, they're loaded for bear. I wholeheartedly believe that. They won't stop until they do what they think they need to do for their friend, for their master, Donald Trump. And as for Donald Trump supporters, my message to you: stay home. Don't go to the courthouse. Don't try to protest. Don't do whatever you think you need to do. Stay home. Because trust me, you shoot at cops, they will shoot back. Don't matter who you are. And they won't stop. If you kill one of them, they will open fire on you. It's not worth it. Donald Trump is not worth it. And to the law enforcement professionals in Fulton County, Georgia, please be safe. Be vigilant. Be aware. See, I got this advice from a guy I used to work with back in the day. He was a police officer. We worked closely together for years. He told me he got this advice from a supervisor of his. So I'm going to give that advice to all of you in Fulton County, Georgia, to the Sheriff's Department, to the DA's office, all of you who are going to be at that courthouse this Friday for the surrender of Donald Trump. Be aware and beware. Don't think this is just another fingerprinting or a mugshot taking or arraignment. Donald Trump's supporters are on high alert. And I'm not saying that to threaten you, and I'm not saying that to be hysterical. That is the straight up truth. Now, a lot of you may be Trump supporters. Be professionals at your job. A lot of you might hate Donald Trump. You may hate his living guts, like I do. Be professional in your jobs. Show Donald Trump, show his supporters, show the world that although we have extreme hatred to this guy, or we bow to him, that we are that you are professionals. Because let me tell you something right now, and this is not a threat, this is a fact. The eyes of the world are watching you. I know I'm going to be watching because I want to see that motherfucker sweat. But the world is watching you now. One wrong move by any one of the parties I mentioned in this video, the supporters, the detractors, the world's going to know. And trust me, you don't want to be on the wrong side of that camera lens when it's looking at you with something you do goes wrong. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.